Luhlelo kusile breakfast show eceleni kwami nginabone Cleo all the way from Malawi. He's the self appointed ambassador of reading. He's a motivator. Let's talk to the young people. Cleo, what is the importance of reading?
Reading is very important because if people don't read, and people, the world, the countries, the nation, the youths will have a difficult maybe in solving lots of problems. I'm not saying people have got problems, but there are lots of problems arising all the time. So if people are not reading, it means, especially the youths, in their society, things won't go well. In the classrooms, they won't be able to listen. They won't be able probably to conduct themselves, and that means that the poverty will continue, and the corruption will continue. And even if they grow up and get their jobs and become bosses of the companies or become workers of the factories or companies or businesses, they won't be more effective. And probably that's why you find businesses that are opened today, tomorrow they are closed. And that's why you find that some countries that have traveled, some, I guess, politicians and the ministers, directors, and probably lots of people, the civil workers, becomes pirates that don't really work hard in building their nations. They work hard in building themselves, and maybe even fail to build their own children in the right way when it comes to literacy. They can be educated but still become illiterate. And that is why reading is very important, so that no minister, no director, no musician, maybe no TV presenters becomes pirates. We help to build the state. We help to build the machinery. We help to build our businesses. We help build the churches, the families. At the moment, including myself, we get problems because we don't read. We read. We read fluently. Every person reads, but do we read effectively? And the internet out there. There's people that actually spend time on the social networks. Even the teachers, you find that they spend time on the Facebook. The computers has taken over. The technology has taken over, and it's faster than anything else. It's faster than the newspapers. It's I guess it's faster than even people that watches the television. You got more viewers, you got more people that spend time on the internet than watching the television, spend time probably on the internet than listening to radio stations, spend more time on the internet than reading a newspaper, buying a newspaper on the streets. The parents actually that spend more time buying cell phones for their children, giving them the airtime, and being on the internet, than probably taking a child, escorting a child into the bookshops. And it's really, I'm not saying it's bad, because they are still reading. The more they know the online tools, they spend time on the blogs, they spend time on the social networks, the baby boomers, and they are people on the nets all the time, and different generations. So maybe different from one generation to another. We've got different ways of dealing with things and the problems and solving the problems and all that. But if they could possibly or probably spend time on reading, it means they'll become very powerful than a standing army, than a nuclear bomb. They'll be able to help the machinery, because nowadays the world is changing and the global power is taking over, and it will take over. If we're not serious enough, it means ourselves will become the victims, will become the carols.
Cleo, let's then talk about your experiences in Swaziland. You've been to Swaziland before. You quoting all these instances that you're quoting to us. How is your perception of the reading rate in Swaziland?
I have tried to collect the mood of the population, not on intelligence, but on a reading campaign, to promote the reading culture. And then when I collected the mood, I find that, as I said, that the problem is there's always a problem, and people are not The Swazis are not part of the problem; they are part of the solution. But what I've picked up from the mood that I've picked up is the in different generations in this country, they are serious about reading, but probably they could lack the backgrounds. And in different schools and different areas, got different reading pattern. So that if they leave now their the school, you find that even if the people that goes to maybe Sifunzani and their own pattern and at the school of reading, if it's good, it means that those children, because we could say they're coming from elite, and their profile of geographically, where they're attending in their school, it means they'll have a better future as well. So you find the people from the cowboys also, they're studying in their pattern of reading culture. You find that pattern of the children, when they move out of that school, maybe they'll focus on education and they focus on academic talent that they have, or the cream that they have. The children from Spokosini, they'll also have different. So you got different generations, not just different generations pattern, but different schools in the patterns as well. So the Swazis do like reading, and most of them, they are fluent in reading. But the question mark, or maybe the question marks, still they're still there. Do they read effectively? You understand? Because there are lots of people that actually, they would like to think that they're 50 readers. Many Swazis actually think that they're 50 readers. But the question marks are there. Do they read effectively? So yeah.
Since coming to Swaziland, Cleo, you've interacted with a lot of young people. Have you had an impact in their lives?
I have impact. I have confidence as well that I think I had impact. But my confidence is different from theirs. I cannot push. I can say to you honestly that I really had impact in them. And because I've got a confidence in myself, and my confidence is different from their confidence. So if they were also confident in themselves that actually what I'm trying to transfer or to transmit to them is important, especially trying to force them to read, and so that they could probably maintain and read constantly and effectively. So I think I had impact, and I shouldn't say I think because I'm confident, but the question mark should still be there, that did I have impact in them? Do they have confidence in themselves? Because you can motivate somebody, you can try to convince somebody because you have got confidence in yourselves, but do they have impact on themselves? Do they motivate themselves as well? So I don't know about their confidence, but I think I've got confidence that I had impact on them. And I got some people like from Sydney Williams, that primary school, that actually they had a debate. The children went to do debates, and through my visits, the school has improved. So that's what I got. That's a compliment that I got from them, and I'm proud of myself. I've made impact in different countries that I've traveled, and people have debated over that.
What can you say to students during these holidays? What must they do?
What I can say during school holidays, I know most of the most of the people right now, most of the youths, they're doing a lot of things, and because of the time they're spending, some of them have already started drinking and buying wine and buying different beverages, and to try to entertain themselves. And because most of them, they're thinking, and they've told me they're trying to refresh themselves. They're in school holidays, so they can drink probably and spend time on the social networks, because they've got the airtime, they've got the cell phones and all that. But what I can tell them right now is to probably, if their parents are not going to encourage them, because their parents also could be part of the problem or part of the solution, because in their homes they do not have a library corner or have books in their homes. Some of them have books in their homes, and they read one chapter or read one book, but the charity begins at home. Most parents don't do that. So what I can encourage the youth right now directly, if they're listening or watching, I think they should read, even if they got the cell phones, because we're not going back at anymore. We're not going to focus on reversing our psychology, on the traditions or customs of what stuff that we have, but internet has already taken over. So they should read what they read on the internet, whether they're blogging and all that, but they should read aloud. because obviously I'm not going to encourage them to go and pick up the book when they don't have a book in the house. And most of the bookshops right now, the books are quite expensive. So if internet is cheaper for them and they're always on the social network, they should read news. There are many news feeds on the internet. So they should browse and read aloud. And the children that are from the age of 12 years, 13 years, it's very important that these people, this youth, they should read aloud. If they don't read aloud, obviously they'll start slipping and they'll start slackening behind.
Thank you for your time, Bonny.
Thank you very much.
The self-proclaimed reading ambassador, Bonny Cleo, talking to us about the importance of reading, or especially for young people or students, if I were to say. We take a commercial break, continue with the program, Gusile Breakfast Show.